My sister robbed me of saying goodbye to my grandmother and has ghosted me. My grandma passed and I found out through Facebook from a post from one of my half-sisters. The oldest sister, we will call her Tammy, who was raised by my grandparents, has ignored my text messages, calls, and I'm having to rely on distant family members for information. I texted and called my other sister who made the post and she has ignored me too. She was raised by her parents in Georgia. I grew up in Europe, so I didn't get that family bond with anyone, but I moved back to the US at 19 years old. I am now 27. I've been excluded from events, never to be invited, and I'm told you are family, just show up. But how does one show up to events without being in the known of said events? My other sibling got married and I never got my own invite to the wedding. Tammy won't tell me when my other sister is in town or brother, and I'd make it known that this upsets me, but I am ignored. I've tried to be involved but kept getting ignored. When I was invited to events I never felt included with anyone. I was never invited for family photos, and the only time I would be is if my deadbeat dad got out of jail. I always thought it was because of my height compared to them. I am the tallest female. I am 5 feet 10 inches. They are about 5 feet 0 inches, so I admit I make photos look odd. They are also super preppy Christian Southern belles. I am not. I am a tattoo artist that loves games and just general nerd stuff. I will admit I haven't seen my grandparents in almost a year. I have called them a few times with no answer and had gone to their house once uninvited and they weren't home. So I did stop trying to be involved because I felt like I wasn't important enough for them to call me back. I believe it's a two-way street. They could have also called me and I would pick up and helped with anything that I could. Like, one of my sister's husband died, and after the funeral Tammy asked me to drive a bag back to my home state since she flew. I agreed. I didn't know what was in the bag till I handed it over to her friend because she was uncomfortable to come get it herself at my tattoo shop. She has also called me hood and ghetto in front of her whole family, even though I don't smoke, or drink, or do anything. I'm called Sabi at work. She texted me saying there's missing items, but I double-checked my car and didn't see anything. Mind you, the bag was prepped and given to her by her mom. I'm scared she's accusing me of stealing because she never replied when I told her I haven't found anything, and maybe that's why she's upset. She robbed me of saying goodbye to my grandma. I would have dropped everything if I had known how bad things were. She died 4 days ago and I found out on day 3. Am I somehow the AH? Sorry, this post is all over the place. Left the family group chat and stopped initiating contact/planning meetups. I did it. I left my family group chat and have started matching energy in my family. I am anxious about it, but also feel free. I have a very dysfunctional family, and it has taken years of therapy for me to see it. Being in couples therapy has made our family issues so much more obvious, especially when it comes to communication problems within the unit. My dad remarried when I was 19. It was a woman he had been having an affair with, and she had 4 kids of her own. I went away to the army before they got married. They got married while I was in training, so I was never really a part of the new family. My biological sister has adopted my stepmom as her own mom and totally cut off our mom, who I am still close to. My dad went from being very present in my life to completely withdrawn emotionally. I found myself being the only one to really initiate conversation with my family. I have always been the only one really trying to organize one-on-one meetups. Like coffee or lunch. The plans are either cancelled or the other person just sort of gives a tentative yes and never confirms. I have been living away from my family for 15 years and was very excited to be closer to them so I could maybe be more of a part of this club they had created. Almost a year into living closer to them, I am realizing that the distance was never really the issue and I will just never be prioritized the way I prioritize my relationship with them. Add to this, there has always been tension between me and my stepmom. My dad and I used to be very close and this became an issue for their relationship early on, which I understood as I got older, but, rather than my dad and I developing a healthier relationship as adults, he has completely withdrawn emotionally. My stepmom is sort of the figurehead and everyone, my sister, dad, step-siblings, seem terrified of making her angry. I, however, am not because she is not a mother figure to me whatsoever. This stance is an issue with the loyalty-based system they have going on. I am realizing that I wouldn't even want to be friends with any of them. So relationships that matter and the people who put in the mutual effort. I was finding myself really hurt by seeing messages popping up in my family chat, even with it muted, my sister texting the group but leaving me on read after I had asked about hanging out, pictures of my dad with my other siblings when he told me he just didn't have the availability to meet up for breakfast or coffee, finding out about group get-togethers that I wasn't told about until it was too short notice for me to even attend. I am done overextending myself. I am matching energy. I would love to hear if anyone else has experienced anything similar. I am 37. It took me many years to get to this point, as it isn't easy for me to step back from family. TLDR, left my family group chat and stopped initiating contact with my family members because I am tired of it being one-sided and I want to focus energy on healthier relationships.